Welcome everyone, to another episode of Mysterious Forces Live. Thank you so much for listening. I hope your holiday season is going well. It's not the holiday season yet. We are deceiving you. We are pre-recording an interview, and we're replaying it during the holidays so that we don't have to work during the holidays. Aren't we evil? It's not to say that I won't jump on live at some point during the holidays, but we're throwing a few of these episodes in the can so that all of us can enjoy time with our families. A lot of the shows on the schedule fall really close to New Year's Eve and Christmas, and we all wanted to take a respite at that time. So we're planning ahead and we're doing these interviews. So I'm just going to pretend like it is December and it is Christmas, and I'm going to say happy holiday season to you, however it is that you observe that. And obviously I have no camera tonight. However, my guest, who is Will Tryon, he's with adventurephototours.com. He does adventure tours all over the Southwest, and he also does tours specifically at Area 51. And we're going to get into that. And he has some great stories, and he's got a great perspective. And at this time, I would like to welcome to the show Mr. Will Tryon. Thank you so much for being here, Will.
Hi, Natasha. Very nice to be with you.
I love that painting behind you.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I've got my house done up in a kind of an old world atmosphere, and it's, you know, I try to keep everything kind of woody around here.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like it. It's classy. Do you guys live down in Las Vegas, or are you out on the outskirts?
We prefer to be on the outskirts. We're on the west side of town, in the northwest corner of town. And, you know, everybody thinks Las Vegas, you live on the strip, but the valley, as they call it, is 40 miles long, 20 miles wide. And so there are these wonderful neighborhoods that are like towns within themselves, surrounding the Las Vegas nucleus.
Uh-huh.
And we're 17 miles off the strip, which is, for me, perfect. Been here 21 years. Love this part of the country. My wife and I started vacationing out here about 27 years ago, and we fell in love with the wide open spaces, the friendly people, and we sold our manufacturing company in Florida and moved west, and do not regret it at all. But rule of thumb, when you live in Las Vegas, not a good idea to gamble. If you're a guest, you know, you've got some throwaway money there, but no, you just don't do it when you live here.
Exactly. No, I can imagine that. I want to get the viewers up to speed a little bit on who you are, and then we'll get into the meat of our topic. You're with adventurephototours.com. You're the owner of that, and you're the only person to receive the Governor's Tourism Award in Nevada 4 times, which is impressive. And I also see that you're doing tours in the Grand Canyon, both Bryce and Zion National Forest, Hollywood, quite a few locations. That's quite an endeavor. Do you still do any of the tour driving yourself, or do you have employees doing it?
No, it's kind of interesting. We have 30 vehicles and 65 employees, which really wasn't the plan. After we sold our manufacturing company, we came west and said, well, let's just putz a little bit and start a little sightseeing tour company to take people out to the places that we used to investigate and go to in 4x4s. And so we started a little mom and pop operation, and 30 vehicles, 40 or 65 people later, we completely failed at semi-retirement. But no, I no longer drive the sightseeing tours.
I got it. No, it's fine. But I take it you had done some of the sightseeing tours in the beginning, especially the trips out to Area 51.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We've been doing that tour for 18 years now.
Wow.
And it is still, of the 12 different sightseeing tour products, as they call them in the industry, products, the Area 51 tour is by far my favorite tour. It is so much fun. And for our guests, I mean, we go to the places other than the alien petroglyphs. We go to the places that everybody has seen on documentaries many times, but to be there, to feel it, to smell it, and touch it, it's truly a pilgrimage to get to the little alien, the black mailbox, which has since been abducted. Actually, have been abducted many times, and Steve Medlin, the rancher, just finally said, "I'm not putting up any more mailboxes." So we go to the black mailbox location, the deformed Joshua Tree Forest, this dry lake that many UFO sightings have been seen there, including I have seen them there. And the alien petroglyphs that we found are unbelievable. I'll tell you a little bit more about them as we go along, but sure. All in all, it's a pilgrimage to get to these places and actually see the guards parked on the top of the hill. We call them the men in black, and the cameras and listening devices throughout the desert. It's the real deal. And there is no gate. There is no gate. As a matter of fact, one of our drivers back a few years ago blew through the gate. He was talking to the customers, and this tour we do via SUV. We have to because we get so far back into the boonies. But he blows right through the gate into Area 51. Within a matter of a minute, he was surrounded by armed guards pointing their weapons at the vehicle. The 4 people he had on board thought this was all part of the show. And he said, "This is not part of the show. I just screwed up huge." And George Knapp did an investigation for us on that because we were being beat up really bad by the authorities because of that screw up. But if you go online and look up driving through the gate at Area 51, you'll find that video. And George Knapp did a 10-minute piece on it. It was great.
I have to confess, I have seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
We were in a pile of dung with the authorities for a while, but we managed to get it put to bed.
No, I'm glad it was resolved. Besides George Knapp, whom you probably know because he's a local fixture there in Las Vegas, have you had the opportunity to work with other celebrities or TV productions, either as a tour guide or just a guide in general, maybe behind the scenes?
Over the years, we've had at least a half a dozen or more documentaries done using our company to get the tour done and get the film crew out and so on and so forth. So yes, but actually meeting celebrities, not that I can think of. I'd sure like to get Giorgio Tsoukalos out on this tour, or David Childress. There's another. I love those guys. What a couple of characters they are. And I met David at the last Alien Con and was talking to him about the numerous places that he's been to, Punca many times, Cusco, all of these great locations. And I am so envious. I must. That's on my bucket list to get to those places.
Yeah, no, that's great. Are you much up on the lore of Area 51? Like, do you personally have any interest in it, or is it more of an interesting business venture?
It's truly a passion that turned into a business venture. I've been a licensed pilot for 47 years, and I've seen some odd things, but nothing like I've seen around Area 51. I was always an enthusiast. Always a believer. All you got to do is look up in the sky.
Right.
Okay? I mean, when you see the tens of thousands of stars, and some of those dots in the sky are suns within our Milky Way galaxy, stars, but some of those dots are galaxies far, far away. So it's to think that we are the only ones here, I think that's being a little on the naive side. So I've always been a believer. Area 51 is truly a significant place. Why? Because we develop a lot of our military equipment there, our aviation military, F-117, B-2, et cetera, which I'm sure in the early days were thought to be UFOs. But are we reverse engineering technology there? I believe so. And the reason I believe so is because there have been so many sightings over the, let's just say since Roswell, July 47. Okay. That's a significant date. And just since then, the thousands of sightings that have been recorded on video and backed up by radar, both civilian and military, yes, they are here. Absolutely, they are here. Have we acquired this technology? I believe we have. I truly believe we have. And is that happening at Area 51? Absolutely. And those rumors that Area 51 is, oh, it's shut down, they're really not doing anything anymore. Our first stop on our Area 51 tour is Janet Airways on Las Vegas Airport.
Right. I saw
Okay?
that.
There's 6 jets parked there, white with a red stripe down the side, no other markings, and they fly to Area 51 back and forth every day with the people that work there. Okay? There's 1,000 cars behind the fence, which has armed guards in raised towers. There's 1,000 cars parked there every day. Nobody works there. And those jets are flying back every morning, every afternoon, every day, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And nobody works there. That is such bull. Of course they work there. And it's a happening spot, and they're doing stuff there that is off the chart. It's all part of the black projects. And even presidents don't know what happens there, because presidents come and go.
I absolutely believe that. I do believe, and I'm not playing into the term deep state in the sense that maybe a lot of the people in the mainstream media are using it right now, but I mean it maybe more in what it meant like 2 years ago, and in the sense that there is a military industrial complex at the heart of our government, and the politicians that come and go, the elected officials, that they're just kind of transient in that scene.
Correct.
And so yeah, no, they have, I believe that they definitely do work that not every president is read into. I think it's interesting which ones they do read into it, and then which ones they don't. That could be a topic of a whole show, which presidents got read into the program. Have you had any sightings yourself, or has anyone gotten any significant photos or video while on one of your tours that you know about?
Not that I know of. We've been buzzed many times by Blackhawks, F-16s, which are my boys. I call them my boys.
Right. That would be thrilling in and of itself.
Yeah, they're my boys, my girls, and they're having fun. They're paid to protect that place, and when you get buzzed by a Blackhawk, and it's bristling with machine guns, it's really exciting, and the customers go nuts. But as far as sightings are concerned, the one that is the most significant in my mind is one night early in the setup of this tour. And let me back up just a little bit, and I'll try to go through this as quickly as possible. When I first came to Vegas 21 years ago, with my pilot's license and the fact that I've been an aerobatic competition pilot for many years, I was voted in as the president of the Las Vegas chapter of the Aerobatic Club. Well, my vice president, and I'm going to avoid mentioning his name here. My vice president was a lieutenant colonel with Nellis Air Force Base right here in Las Vegas. And this one night, and it was the wintertime, my second in command and I were out driving around, and we went out to the dry lake that we go to. And we drive out, if it is dry, occasionally it can be wet, but if it is dry, we'll drive the customers out into the middle of this dry lake. It is very, very spooky. You're surrounded 360 degrees by a mirage. It is very, very spooky. But anyway, we're out near the dry lake. And I would say we're about 10,000 feet off of the dry lake, slight breeze coming towards us. And all of a sudden we see these, what look like afterburner light ups over top of the dry lake within 100 feet of the surface. Very low, very low.
Mm-hmm.
And the what looked like afterburner light ups, but being an experienced pilot and being at many air shows, when an afterburner lights up, it makes a huge volume of sound. And there was no sound. We were only 10,000 feet off the side of the lake. That's 2 miles, but that's nothing.
Right.
And especially when the breeze is coming at you. Then this light shot up into space a long way and made a 90 at an extreme rate of speed, and then made a 90-degree turn up that way. And I said to my buddy, I said, "Did you just see what I saw?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, I think I've seen enough. And we turned on the headlights of the SUV we were in, excuse me, and these afterburn light ups scattered.
Wow.
Now, interesting, it gets more interesting. This was about the 1st of December. 15th of December, I'm at the colonel's house for a Christmas party. And he's talking to a couple of top brass guys from the Air Force. And I walked over and was introduced. And I said, "By the way," I said, "a couple of weeks ago at this particular hour, I was out at the dry lake and saw all of these afterburner light ups, but there was no sound." And I said, "What are you guys working on?" And he said, "You were there." And the other top level brass grabbed him by the arm and pulled him away and said, "We got some business to discuss. We'll talk to you later." And hauled him out of there. They didn't even want to acknowledge that I asked this question.
Wow.
No kidding. Wow. And so I never mentioned it again. Needless to say, I was never invited to another one of those Christmas parties either. But putting that aside, that was the strangest of all, was that. And it's interesting that they're not doing this on Area 51, but every satellite in the sky is watching Area 51.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me wonder if they don't go other places to test their stuff while everybody's looking over there.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of talk about S4 and actually Tonopah and a few other locations. It has made me wonder that. So has anyone ever tried to harass you or give you a hard time? Like, does the local sheriff's department up around Area 51? I am remiss. I don't know what county that is, but have they ever spoken to you or kind of given you the sideways look, or have all these authorities let you operate as you see fit without harassment?
Yes, they're very congenial. We've been going up there, so they recognize our logo on the side of the car, or on the side of the SUVs. They know who we are, and as far as the authorities on the base are concerned, Natasha, I think they know the color of the underwear I put on every morning. Okay, they keep an eye on me, but after all of these years, they understand that I am a non-threat. This is a fun thing on the whole allure of the UFO story, and we have a little commercial operation. We're the only company on the planet that has an Area 51 tour, which is kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and I love it. But no, the authorities are pretty cool. The state, for instance, when you go up 93 and you turn left to go to the little Ailey Inn, there's a big sign that says extraterrestrial highway. Even the state of Nevada has capitalized commercially on the whole UFO thing at Area 51. So
absolutely. I've been down to the fair. Well, what is that? Fair. The old downtown Las Vegas, the old strip, the Fairmount experience.
Fremont.
There it is.
Yeah.
The Fremont experience. Yeah, the old strip down there, and everyone has seen the canopy that is a lot of LEDs, and there are different shows that go on, and there's audio with that. And I've seen their Area 51 LED show up in that, and it's
It's pretty
very
cool,
cool.
isn't it?
Yeah, I like the way that Las Vegas seems pretty comfortable with the UFO topic. You know, you've got George Knapp there at Channel 8, based up there, and then just the regular mythology of Area 51 that is blown up. And, I think it definitely adds to the tax base and, tourist dollars. And I think Nevada benefits from the idea of Area 51, no matter what the reality of it is.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and that's a good thing. But it's a great story. It's a great story, and there's substance to it. There's substance to it. Hey, look at all the stuff. I mean, let's just take a look at that for a second. Look at all the stuff on this planet that is unexplainable. Cuzco, the stones that are put together so closely, huge, hundreds of tons, that are put together so closely, you can't put a piece of paper between the stones, like they were melted together. Oh yeah, they did that with chisels back, 10,000, right. 20, 30, 40, 50,000 years ago. Yeah, right. Pumapunku, the H blocks at Pumapunku, which are andesite, can only be cut by diamonds or laser, diamond tools or laser. And they chiseled these things out, and they're identical. Each piece is identical.
Right.
Impossible. The Baalnek, hang on a second. I just want to pronounce it. Baalbek. I just want to pronounce that properly. Baalbek, 800 to 1,200 ton perfectly cut stones put in position. Yeah. And there wasn't a superior race on this planet a long, long time ago. Of course there was. The proof is everywhere you look.
It strains credulity for sure. Have you done any world traveling to any of these sites or other sacred sites? You seem like a person that is well read and well traveled. Have you been around the world?
No, that's on my bucket list, but I have been to Chichen Itza and some of the other ruins on the Yucatan Peninsula, which are stunning.
Oh yeah,
themselves, but they're not Cusco or Pumapunku. They're wonderful and it's amazing, but and the Mayan calendar, for instance, is how did they do that? How did they do that? Absolutely. How did they know about stars that you can't see with the naked eye? You can only see them with telescopes. How did they know about those? There's a lot of mystery there, but the stonework does look terrestrial to me.
Yes. Can you get into a little bit about the alien petroglyphs? We touched on that early in the show, but I was wondering if we could dig into that a little bit.
Yes. Let me just, let me just hold that like right there for a moment. There's our brochure. That's the Area 51 tour in our brochure right there. And the petroglyphs are right down here at the bottom. Let me see if I can get that a little closer to the camera. You see this guy right here?
Yes.
There's an alien. It's like a machine. There's an alien at the top with his arms out, running the machine up there. And there's also another alien inside the center of the machine. You can see his head, his arms, his feet, his legs rather, running the machine from the inside.
Right.
This petroglyph is 5 feet tall. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's ancient. It's thousands of years of age. What is that? And there's all these other alien looking petroglyphs around that one. So that is significant, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
It is so unusual to all the other ancient petroglyphs you see in the Southwest. Never have I seen anything that even closely resembles that. let alone the, let me just open that up again. Yeah, okay. And right there, to the bottom corner here, right there, is these little R2D2s with antennas.
Wow, that's
That's
fascinating.
totally, totally.
Do you
And they're not just little petroglyphs. They're 5 feet tall.
right.
Unbelievable.
When a lot of people back then, they weren't of great stature, not like today. So that, that would have been a really big petroglyph to work on even.
Yeah, our tour guides are not only really good tour guides on this particular tour, but they're certified. All of them are certified interpretive guides. So yes, they know their stuff. When it comes to the Southwest, they know their stuff. But Area 51, that's a specialty, and they have to learn other stuff regarding that. But the number of stops are many, starting with Janet Airways. Secondly, we go to the dry lake, and getting to the dry lake is really quite amazing, because all of a sudden you realize that, wow, Area 51, they put this way back in the middle of nowhere, because the drive there is this is not only is it beautiful, I mean, it's beautiful remote desert, but the impact of, oh my God, we're going to the middle of nowhere, and we do.
Indeed.
And the second stop is the dry lake. Third stop is the petroglyphs. Then back out through a beautiful Joshua Tree forest, 900-year-old Joshua Tree forest, which we come through on the way into the dry lake, and we go back out through that to the extraterrestrial highway sign. Everybody's got to get a picture of the highway sign, of course. And then our next stop is the Little Alien for lunch. And that's a pilgrimage right there. The Little Alien is so cool. And if you're into burgers, they make a really great alien burger. And what we tell them is, we grind up a fresh alien every day, so they're really good. They're really fresh. and the paraphernalia that's in the Little Alien, plus the gifts and T-shirts you can buy, is wonderful. And that's a great stop for the customer. Then it's on to the Black Mailbox location. Then the mutant Joshua Tree forest, which is very strange. These Joshua trees don't grow like these. For some strange reason, these trees grew differently. Just going through them, we go through them to the perimeter of Area 51, which is a 14-mile drive across a dry lake. And then as the road disappears into the mountain range, and Area 51 is behind that mountain range, that's when you get to where all the signs say top secret military facility, keep out, use of deadly force authorized. The guards with the machine guns are right there, and there is no gate.
That's amazing.
It's just signs and a dirt road that goes into Area 51. They have put up a new little diesel powered machine that has this post with this R2D2. And when you're walking back and forth across the perimeter on the civilian side, and it says no photographs allowed, everybody takes photographs.
Right.
Never asked us about that. But this R2D2 will watch you as you're walking back and forth across the perimeter. It is really cool and really spooky. And it's like, so everything I saw on all these documentaries is real. It's the real deal. These are not actors on the hill, as my driver Dennis found out.
Indeed. I would love to come up and take one of those tours myself. I've actually thought about it. I'm not just saying that because you're on my show. I've seen some of the videos. I knew the tours existed, and I really do want to come up. I'd like to see all that for myself.
You have an open invitation. You're only in Phoenix, so you just come on up. Just give me a call. We'll get you out for a tour, and let's go for a glass of wine after.
Awesome. Yeah, maybe we can shoot an episode up there. That would be great.
Oh, that would be fun. Let's do it. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Will Tryon of adventurephototours.com. Look that up. Will, can you tell everyone really quickly all of the locations for your company? If they're on vacation in Hollywood or the Grand Canyon, what can they look for in terms of tour services?
We have 4 sightseeing tours to the Grand Canyon, 1 to the South Rim, 3 different packages to the West Rim. Excuse me. Bryce, Zion, Death Valley, Hollywood, Valley of Fire, Hoover Dam. We just introduced a new tour. It's a jet boat on the Colorado River, which is really cool. It's a 58-mile jet boat tour down the Colorado River to the old London Bridge at Lake Havasu, at Havasu City. And the old original London Bridge was bought by the old fella that owned McCullough Chainsaws, and he brought it over, reassembled it, and so the old London Bridge is right there at Havasu. So we jet boat down, see the London Bridge, then we go to Oatman Ghost Town on the way back, which is an old gold mining town that never died. It is so cool.
Oh wow!
And there's burros, wild burros walking around, and this is in your state in Arizona on your side of the river. Mm-hmm. And there's wild burros walking around, and you can buy packages of hay pellets to feed the burros. Very cool. So there's that tour. Oh my goodness! And yes, we do a Hollywood day tour from Las Vegas, and that's an interesting tour. A lot of people in the old days, they used to fly into Los Angeles rather, and then they'd go to Hollywood, check that out, and then they come over to Vegas. We have so many direct flights now, taking people over to Hollywood for the day. They love it. They absolutely love it.
That's awesome.
And what else do we have here? Oh, for heaven's sakes. I think I named them all.
Oh, no, it's good. It's excellent. And I love those kinds of tours. I have taken similar tours in other parts of the country where you're not operating, but yeah, it's a great service. I think those are a lot of fun. And that's a way for a family or anyone to have a vacation and get a little bit of adventure and something a little bit off the beaten path other than just going to knick-knack shops. And
Exactly. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting. Even the big companies like TripAdvisor, who loves us, we're one of their top 25 suppliers in the Southwest, and TripAdvisor has made a very strong move only in the last year to promote what you can do at the destination. Once you get to the destination, what is there to do? Well, they have taken on a whole new position on marketing the products that are at the location. So you get out of the hotels, you do stuff, let's have fun. It's all about the memories that you create while you're at a location. So we're real happy about them making that kind of a move. And they love Area 51. They love the responses they get on TripAdvisor for Area 51 are stellar. So we're real happy about that.
That's awesome. We're going to leave it right there on a strong note. And thank you, Will Tryon, so much for being on here. AdventurePhotoTours.com. If you find yourself up in Vegas, Valley of Fire, Grand Canyon, all those places that Will listed, please look up their service and take a tour because it would be awesome. I believe I'm going to do it myself. It sounds like a really good time. As always, please subscribe, please hit like, and share the video. And I appreciate you being here. I know that there's a lot of competition for your time and attention, but if you're spending time with us here on Mysterious Forces Live, I always appreciate it. Happy holidays, everyone. I hope you're having a good time, and we will catch you on the flip side. Thank you so much for watching.